What does it take for a kid from East London to become a Black Panther in the Marvel Universe? Hey, I'm Leah, feeling totally pumped today.
And I'm Garrett, excited to dig into today's topic.
Welcome to Laid Back Learning with Leah and Garrett.
All right, let's set the stage for this one. We're talking David Jonsson, from East London to Hollywood.
You're going to love where this is going. He's one of those stories that's honestly so energizing to follow.
Here's a quick personal note. I once played a small role in a local theater, a community production in a tiny black box space, and I remember thinking, if I can hold a room for 10 minutes, that's a win. Seeing someone like David Jonsson climb from training and staged to global franchises is inspiring in a very real way. That's pretty cool, right?
Let's open the book on this. David Jonsson is a British actor trained at RADA, the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, one of the top drama schools in London. He works across stage, television, and film. If you're picturing the journey, imagine a young actor going from small theaters and rehearsal rooms to Sundance premieres and big sci-fi sets, community theater to Hollywood blockbusters. That's the arc.
Yeah, that checks out. He broke out on TV with Industry, the BBC Two and HBO series about investment banking culture, then hit the big screen leading the rom-com Rye Lane before switching gears into the sci-fi horror world with Alien Romulus. It's a range play, witty charm in one lane and tightly controlled intensity in another. Not gonna lie, that duality kind of blew my mind.
And just to set some definitions as we go, RADA is the conservatory where he earned a BA in acting. It's known for classical training. The National Youth Theatre, which he joined before RADA, is a UK program where young people train and perform in ensembles. Think of it like a launch pad where talent gets structure and visibility.
So, early days. He grew up in Custom House in East London. His dad worked as an IT engineer at Heathrow Airport, and his mom worked for the Metropolitan Police. That public service, technical-minded household seems to show up in his discipline. The prep is serious, the craft is planned. He's also the youngest of four, and he said that watching older siblings taught him fast and fired up his competitive streak.
There's this pivotal moment he talks about. He got in trouble at school and was dismissed, then transferred to a school in Hammersmith. That shakeup is where he told his mom, I want to be an actor. Real talk. That's a turning point. You can feel how a setback sometimes becomes a map, right?
And after his GCSEs, those are the exams teens take in the UK, he spent about 2 years in New York City before coming back to London at 18. Early exposure to another scene, different rhythms. Then he joined the National Youth Theatre and won a scholarship to RADA. A scholarship meant his potential was recognized and supported, a big vote of confidence.
From there, he goes straight into serious theatre work. Almeida Theatre first, then the West End, which is London's version of Broadway. He debuted in Mary Stuart at the Almeida and then transferred with the show to the Duke of York's Theatre. Then Don Juan in Soho at Wyndham's, performing alongside David Tennant, a widely known British actor. That early stage run says this guy can hold big rooms.
He also did audio drama, voicing Sepal James Morley in Unit the New Series, episode Invocation. Audio work is like acting with only a scalpel. Every breath and beat has to count because there's no visual to help. Around the same time, he wrote, directed, and starred in a short called Gen Y. That's an early sign he's thinking as a storyteller, not just as an actor.
Awards started lining up on stage, too. He won a Black British Theatre Award for Best Male Actor in a Play for And Breathe at the Almeida in 2021, with critics praising his emotional precision and presence. It's like you can feel the pulse under the text.
Now the middle chapter, Industry. He plays Augustus Gus Saki, an old Etonian with an Oxbridge background, so he did real-world research. He visited Eton College and the University of Oxford. That's ethnographic prep, immersing yourself in a real community to catch the social codes, speech rhythms, posture, those micro-signals that say, I belong here.
Why go that deep, though? Why not just read about it?
Because lived spaces carry cues you can't fake on the page. The way people move down a hallway, how they joke in a dining room, the cadence in silence. That stuff layers authenticity onto a character who exists inside specific privilege. It keeps the performance from feeling like a costume.
Then he flips the coin with Rye Lane in 2023. That's a romantic comedy, or rom-com, and it premiered at the Sundance Film Festival, a major U.S. showcase for independent films. He co-stars with Vivian Opera, and people loved the chemistry and the South London energy. It was fresh, it was bright, and it put him on the map as a legit romantic lead.
Then comes Alien Romulus in 2024, a new entry in the Alien franchise. He plays Andy, a synthetic, in sci-fi terms an android or artificial human, which requires very calibrated movement and vocal control. Not robotic exactly, more like precise. Reviews called out that restraint, and he picked up a Saturn Awards nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Those awards focus on genre like sci-fi, fantasy, and horror.
He kept the TV work going too. In 2023, he led Murder is Easy, an Agatha Christie adaptation. He had a main role in The Road Trip in 2024 and appeared in Too Much in 2025. Plus, he played Frank Fisher in Bonhoeffer in 2024, bringing that historical drama muscle. The through line is range and consistency.
That's a serious nod.
Now, the capstone of that stretch. He wins the BAFTA Rising Star Award in 2025. BAFTA is the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, and Rising Star is the public-voted prize for breakout performers. Historically, it's a springboard moment. It tells the industry that audiences are watching you closely.
And the board keeps filling with projects. He's developing his first TV script, Hype, with Clerkenwell Films. That's a move into creating series from scratch. He's attached to upcoming films like Ben Eubank and Scandalous, though details are under wraps. The Chaperones is in post-production for 2027, with character info still to come. Some of those specifics are fluid, which is normal before marketing locks in.
Then the giant leap. At San Diego Comic-Con in 2026, he's announced to play T'Challa II, also known as Toussaint, the new Black Panther in Black Panther 3 for the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The movie is scheduled for December 2028. Schedules can shift, totally, but that casting is a statement. It cements him as a global marquee name.
Speaking of which, there's a lingering question people are buzzing about. Is he coming back in an Alien Romulus sequel as Andy? The expectation is out there, but it hasn't been officially confirmed by the studio. I'm a little cautious on that one. With Marvel commitments and other films stacking up, plans can change.
I hear you, but I lean the other way. Given how much attention his performance got, and the way that character became a talking point, a return feels likely to me. Not guaranteed, of course, but likely. Franchises love continuity when a character resonates.
Here's another angle to look at. Even if creative teams want him back, calendars are puzzle pieces. Big films lock in long shoot windows. If Marvel needs him during the same months, another production wants him, someone has to blink. And studios sometimes shift priorities if a new script suddenly heats up.
Totally fair. But large studios also plan around each other, especially when a performer is central to their storylines. If audiences are vocal and critics are supportive, momentum builds a path. It's not the same as a signed deal, but it nudges things in that direction.
Why do you think fans latch onto the idea so strongly? What's the core pull here?
Because Andy is distinctive. He's a synthetic with human texture. People want to see how that evolves. And from a storytelling point of view, following a non-human character, learning humanity, sets up big emotional beats. That's fertile ground for a sequel if the creative team goes there.
I'm with you on the creative upside. I just keep the asterisk in place until a studio says it's on. Either way, the impact would be strong. Returning to Alien while stepping into Black Panther would spotlight his range on a massive scale.
And culturally, that Black Panther announcement at Comic-Con is huge. New voices stepping into superhero mantles matter because those films shape mainstream myths. Seeing someone with East London roots and a multicultural heritage carrying a global franchise expands who gets to be front and center. That's a story worth telling.
Okay, counterfactual time. What if he had never been dismissed from school? No shock to the system, no transfer to Hammersmith. Would he still find acting with the same urgency?
I think he still had the spark, but maybe the timeline shifts. Without that jolt, the pivot could have taken longer. Maybe he goes into something steady like his parents' worlds, tech at an airport or public service, and discovers acting later. The ripple effect could mean no National Youth Theatre at that exact moment, no scholarship to RADA right then. It's not that he wouldn't get there, but the path might be slower.
Yeah, that's something to chew on, huh? Adversity can crystallize intent. That moment forced a decision, and decisions under pressure can produce momentum. Without it, he might still act, but maybe not in Mary Stuart that early. Maybe not bouncing from Almeida to the West End. Maybe not landing industry when he did.
And yet, he also spent 2 years in New York after his GCSEs, which tells me curiosity was already there. He was willing to step into a different city as a teenager. So even without the school dismissal, I suspect he would test himself. Timing is everything in this business.
In any version of the story, the discipline shows up. East London roots kept him grounded, family structure gave support, and then the training pipeline shaped technique. But that early setback sharpened the edges. It's a reminder that a detour can become the map. Stay curious and keep exploring.
And remember, every journey starts with a single step. Until next time.